SMPH has been going down and very weak in recent months. Ang tanong, bakit? SMPH, I remember, favorite tong i-recommend ng mga analyst dati. Every time na nagdi-dip, seems like it's always an opportunity to buy. Meanwhile, ako, di ako ganun ka-optimistic kay SM. Matagal na. Kina-cover ko to on my channel dati and I've been very consistent na siya. Overvalued. Walang discount. Especially during the time of 2022. Okay, na binili mo siya dati during those times. Diba? You're down around 40%. And itong weakness na to ng SMPH, one of the reason why PSEI has been very weak, okay, on recent years kasi dati niya tong growth driver. Dati, binavalue to at around 1 trillion in market cap. Ngayon, nasa na lang, 600 plus billion. So, that's more than 300 billion in value na na-wipe out. Ang tanong, is this now a good time to buy SM? Or sa mga retail investor, no, is this a good time to average down? But first, if you want more of my exclusive investing related contents in the Philippine stock market, as well as my discussion of my personal dividend retirement portfolio every month, check the pinned comment. So SM, gumawa to ng tama ay gumagawa sila ngayon ng aggressive share buyback. So langgalat sila ng budget around 5 to 10 billion. Malit lang yan. Di ba? Pag ganyan lang na share buyback. Tapos yung 5 to 10 billion na yan, ubusin nila yan siguro mga 3 years, 4 years. So 10 billion by 661 billion in market cap. Ayan di ba? Wala yan, malit lang yan na share buyback program. Relative sa market cap ng business. So SM na-analyze ko na to dati. Ayan. Second quarter of 2023 and as you can see so dati pa lang June of 2023. So June of 2023 dito siya noon. Saan ba yun? Andito trading siya dati around 30 something. And as early as June 2023, I think overvalued na ang SM. Ayan, kahit mag-grow sila around mid-single digit, 24 pesos. Pag mag-flat, 20 pesos, overvalued. Okay? So, ito pala, meron din akong 2022, ayan, December. So, as early as December of 2022, kahit mag-grow sila double digit year over year. December of 2022 talagang grossly overvalued na siya para sa akin dati 36 and pinabargain price ko lang sa kanya is 17 pesos. And ang sinasabi ko noon, I think possible baka bumagsak yan and mag-sideways hanggang sa potentially humabol yung kanyang valuation, intrinsic value kapag continuous yung kanyang growth. So hindi siya nag-sideways, instead bumagsak siya. And makikita nyo rito paano mag-improve yung kanyang intrinsic value habang nag-grow yung business. Ayan, 17. And then 2023, naging na siya, 20 to 24. And then June of 2024, so continuous yung growth ng business. Nag-upward ulit yung intrinsic value, 24 to 27. Pero June of 2024, anong pa rin Saan ba siya nun? Ito, June 2024. So it seems nag-trade na siya dati in line with its intrinsic value, malapit. So ngayon, nagda-down na naman siya because of negative sentiment in the overall PSEI. So, ang nangyari, a lot of these multiples ng company magbabagsakan. Okay? So, December of 2024, continuous pa rin yung growth ng business and improving pa rin yung intrinsic value. Pag nag-grow siya, double digit, no? Mid to double digit, 23 to 30. Eventually, medyo pinuntahan niya. And then, fast forward ng 2025, continuous pa rin yung growth ng business. However, with the prevailing overall bad sentiment sa Philippine stock market, bumabagsak talaga yung multiples nila and 21 to 34. So sa ngayon, yung aking bargain price is already or a little bit in line kanyang current na trading price 22. Kapag nag-grow siya, continuous double digit 34, pwede siyang bumalik dito. So it seems like attractive siya. Pero in my personal opinion, I think di ba rin siya attractive kasi nagtitrade pa rin siya at around double digit na PE ratio and price to FFO na if you compare it with other property stock, nagtitrade sila below 5, no? So technically, kapag makuha niya yung same sentiment ng other property stock, yung ibang property stock na yun, nag-grow din naman kaparehas niya, possible pa ito mag-correct. Kung kunyari mag-trade siya similar to those multiple, pwede ba ito magkalahati pa? No? Bumagsak pa siya around 10 to 15, ganon. In my personal opinion. Kasi ngayon, ang panlaban lang ni SM is, hindi kasi ito malaki na siyang company, no? Malaki siyang or may malaki siyang branding. Diba? Mas malaki yung kanyang asset, kaya supposed to be dapat mas resilient yan against property stock, property companies. Na normally, yun yung ginagawang argument ng madaming professional analyst. Na ako, personally, I don't like using that argument of quality branding. At the end of the day, kahit may quality or brand ka, if you are growing similar to other property companies, what makes you attractive? Okay? Kaya nga, baba ng neto. Baba ng dividend neto Okay? 0.48. Ilang beses ba ito namimigay? So, it seems isang beses lang sa isang taon. So, 0.48. 0.48 divided by 22.9. So, that's around, 2% yield. So, kahit mag-correct siya ng, kalahati pa, no? Mapupush yung kanyang dividend yield to around 4%. Still not attractive compared to other property stock. Kaya ang 2% na yan, actually, malaki na binabayaran niya dyan 661. So, magbabayad siya ng around 13.85 billion in dividend. 13.85, that's around 45.631. That's already around 30% payout ratio based on prior years reported earnings. Na ibang company, no, on a similar payout ratio, tatas na nilang dividend yield kasi nga nagtitrade sila at lower multiples and pare-pares naman silang nag-grow di ba? So if you believe or naniniwala ka sa branding and quality as part of evaluation ng isang business, then I think attractive si SFPH, nakahabol na yung kanyang intrinsic value. Di ba? Nag-improve na siya 21 to 34 compared to dati na 17 to 26. Ngayon, kung hindi ka naniniwala sa kanyang branding and magko-correct siya or itatrade siya on a similar multiple compared to other property stock, possible pa ito mag-correct. Possible pa ito mga lahati. In my personal opinion.